So, what happens when you pair morning pages with a daily devotional? One of the biggest ones was that my prayer life shifted from passive to active and to being very specific. Let's talk about it. Welcome, everyone. I'm Cicely Renee, and I did something for the first time, and I was really consistent, and that was writing every day. Like, I had a journal before, like I journal all the time, but there was no real routine. I was working, I was taking care of myself, life, all those things. But this summer, I dedicated every morning from the end of May until tomorrow, writing every morning. And how it started was I wanted to do the Artist Way little course, right? A book course on, tapping into your creativity, unblocking yourself. And so I got to week 3 and I was journaling in there. And there are 2 things that, really stood out to me that were like habits, right? That they wanted us to do. And one of those were, like artist dates where you can go to the museum, a coffee shop, or whatever it may be. And then also morning pages. And so morning pages is where I really thrived in. For some reason, that came naturally and I wanted to do it. I wanted, like, something made me really connected to it. And it could be that because I needed to document all the things that happened this summer. And so I'm a teacher, so I had a summer break and went through a lot over the past couple of weeks/2 months. Good and not so good. And what I did was documented in this journal, you guys. Like, I wrote this, like, I could like talk it out into the computer and it can type it out, and I'm sure this could be a book. But of course, it probably doesn't make much sense, but I'm like, wow, this is really cool. But it transformed, like it was morning pages, which the idea is to, do 3 pages of free form, just stream of consciousness writing as soon as you get up in the morning, right? Just allowing everything to come out. And so I did that every morning, and it transformed. It got deeper and deeper and longer. And, so like it used to be 3 pages and I had no idea what to write. And then it became like 4 pages because I was like, okay, maybe I can add a prayer in it. And then I was like, okay, what did I do yesterday? What do I want to do? And then I started reading Draw the Circle. And then this altered my morning pages even more for good. Okay, so like every day, what I would do, I would get up, walk my dog, come back, pray, then read this, take little notes, and then go sit at my desk and write my pages. And so at first, I was just writing daily things, just not knowing what to do. Then I wanted to remember all the nuggets that I really loved in this book. And so in my journal, I'm just like nuggets, and then I write snippets of what was said. And this book is really good. It really, strengthened my faith. It strengthened my prayer life. And it made me more like specific when it came to my prayers, because I'm typically a passive prayer, and I'm working on my prayer life. And so I feel like God led me to this. And so with this book, it helped me be more specific with my prayers and take the limits off of God with my prayers and really just dream big with him, but then also go through all the feelings and emotions with him too, because a lot of the days, like the day would be specific to what I was going through. And I'm like, that's crazy. That's divine, And so it was wild and then I would write that in my journal, like, yo, I just prayed before reading this. I read it and it is exactly what I prayed for. And then there was one particular day where the person who had the book before wrote the same exact prayer that I prayed before even reading this. And so when I got this book, I called a friend of mine. She is in my Tuesday night Bible study. And she was like, anybody want to do this with me? And I was like, bet, say less. And as soon as Bible study was over, I called Half Price Books, which is across the street from me. And I asked them if they had this book, and they had lots of them. And then he just randomly grabbed this one, and I didn't even look at it. I just took it. I didn't realize it was already used, which is fine because it's Half Price Books. And I was like, wow, this is the coolest thing ever, God. God just be blowing my mind, okay? And so I was very grateful. So like there's this type of journaling called commonplace journaling. And so this is what I'm considering one of my commonplace journals, where it was specifically for morning pages and prayers. And that's another thing. Like I literally started changing morning pages to morning prayers and pages. I was like, we're starting with prayer first, and just allowing God to speak through me or speak to me so that I can write on paper. And so I just wanted to share that with you. And I wrote a Substack newsletter, and there are some questions there that would help. I think so. I love journaling, and so I love giving reflection questions, and I would love I'll read them right now. So you're going to watch me look at my computer. So number 1, what daily rhythm helps you start your day with intention? Number 2, have you ever tried writing out your prayers or reflections? What was the experience like? Number 3, what season are you currently walking through, and how are you documenting? Or praying through it? Number 4, is there a creative or spiritual practice you've started and stopped? What might God be inviting you to return to? 5, how might God be speaking through the random thoughts you often dismiss? 6, what's one scripture, quote, or thought that's sticking with you this week? And number 7, how can you turn your routine, a routine task, into a necessary rhythm? And so also on the Substack, you'll see a Pages in the Presence, a 7-day journey of prayer and creativity. So if you are about that life, if you are about Bible and creativity and prayer, I'm your girl, okay? And there's so many goodies on my Substack newsletter. And I also created a Patreon community, and it's called The Creative Retreat, and it's all about, co-creating with God. So we're going to be doing art. We're going to be doing writing. Right now we're doing a 21-day writing challenge for those who want to write devotionals and encourage people. What else? There's going to be fellowship, Bible study, just being in the presence of God and other believers, and being creative, activating your creative side, or just getting it, adding to it, right? So that is all. I had no real plans for this particular, video, but hopefully it made sense. And if not, go to the Substack newsletter, which I'll leave the link in the description below. And let me know your thoughts on morning pages. Do you do morning pages? Have you ever even heard of morning pages? And the other question is, how do you take your devotional deeper? Like, how do you take that one devotional to make it really deep and be able to apply it to your life? I want to know that too. All right. Peace and blessings.